What up, Nick family? It's your boy Juby the Tubi. Happy Monday. Excuse me, it's Monday. I'm losing count of my days. Happy Tuesday. That's what happens, guys, when you get old. But happy Tuesday to you guys. Hope you guys are doing good. The Knicks win last night, 109-104 against their rivals, the Chicago Bulls, led by R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Alex Burke and company. Phenomenal game by them. Showed a lot of grit, showed a lot of guts, showed a lot of character. And Julius, off shooting night, gets booed by the fans because he picks up a technical in the third quarter. Fans boo him. Obi Toppin gets a standing ovation when entered in the game. And not to mention, when the game is over, Julius Randle throws the ball and the towel, heads to the locker room. Bad sportsmanship, even if you have an off night. We'll talk about that in a second. That and that much more. I'm Juby the Tubi with Family Above Everything, and we'll be joined by Raymond Zen Ray Sports TV. Excuse me, guys. I'm still a little, but let me just show you guys real quickly, and I'll show it to you again about the bad sportsmanship. Let me see if I can get this a little better. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. It doesn't. I gotta resize that. You pay attention to Julius. He grabs the rebound, chucks the ball, walks off the court, goes to the locker room. Bad sportsmanship for him. Unacceptable. But we'll get to that in a second. Stay tuned. Coming at you guys. What up, family? How you guys doing? Salute to Nick Nation. Salute to you guys. I'm Juby the Tubi, family above everything, and welcome. Like I said, guys, the Knicks beat the Bulls 109-104 yesterday, led by R.J. Barrett, 28 points. Julius Randle off shooting night, and Alex Burke hits a three-pointer dagger at the final minute to give the Knicks the win. And Obi Toppin, again, fantastic game. Julius Randle, like I said, gets a technical foul, gets thrown to the bench, gets booed by the fans, and Obi Toppin gets a standing ovation. What does that mean for Julius? What does that mean for the Knicks management and the team this offseason? We'll find out right now. Let's bring Zen Ray, as he's been patiently waiting. Give me 1 second. I'll bring him in here, and we'll get his analogy of last night's game. Hey, Zen Ray, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon.
Good morning, or good afternoon. 12:46 out here in New York City. But the Knicks win last night. Surprisingly, I didn't expect them. Alex Burks, man, he's been playing tremendous ball the last 5-6 games. Takes over at the end of that second quarter, going into halftime, and bring the Knicks to a lead in that third quarter to take over. And we never looked back actually after that, but the Bulls started making a run, man. I mean, DeRozan with 37 points last night. What a special player. He doesn't even. I always say he's a Knick killer, but he's been killing everybody this year in the NBA. And then you had 27 from Levine. They were missing Lonzo Ball last night. But what did you think about the Julius Randle antics last night?
It wouldn't be a Knick game this season without Julius Randle drama. Off shooting night for him. Great game. Let me start off. Let me show some manners. Thank you, Zenray, for having me on. Salute to you guys at Zenray Sports TV. But RJ Barrett, fantastic night. 27 points. Knicks young guns look good. Overall. I'm not gonna get to break into numbers. You can get to that and let us know in a second. But what stood out to me was Julius had a bad game. He had a great rebounding game, but he had a bad shooting game. And then in the third quarter, gets into a discussion with the referees because he got fouled. I mean, you saw the replay. He got hit, but he said the magic four-letter word. I'm not gonna say it here because we're gonna keep it child friendly. But he cursed at the referee. The referee gave him a technical foul. His 12th of the season, by the way. A lot of money he lost this season. The fans started booing him and chanting Obi's name. And seconds later, Obi Toppin gets a standing ovation. And they start chanting his name for coming into the game. Not only that, Zenray, Obi played fantastic. And we'll get to his numbers in a minute, guy. He's my favorite player right now on the Knicks. But at the end of the game, I showed my viewers here that if you guys want to check that out, definitely go back and take a look at it, or you can find it online. You see Julius Randle, when the buzzer goes off, chucks the ball behind him, walks off the court, straight to the locker room, doesn't wait for the coach, doesn't wait for the players, frustrated, aggravated, and no sportsmanship just because he's a big baby.
Yeah. Listen, I told you I've been speaking about Julius Randle since the beginning of the year, saying that he's turning out to be this bad apple. He still has time to restore himself and become a better person. Obviously, what happened to Chris Rock on stage when
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but you have to be sleeping under a rock not to hear what Mr. Smith did to Rock. But
yeah,
I'm just
I
gonna say
think
one thing.
I
Salute to Chris Rock. What a
yeah.
man. Man, if that was me, I don't know if I could have stand there and take that. But go ahead.
But look, getting back to the slap that look, I'm not saying that that Randall needs a slap. I hope he's not slapping anybody else. He's just a frustrated individual, and I have the almost respect for mental health. And you speak about it all the time. There's issues with Julius Randle. He's acting very immature. The Knicks have something here that they have to take over, to look over the summer coming up this year, and it seems like Julius days are numbered here. But his value has gone down. We'll be lucky if we get a box of popcorn and a box of goobers for him. I mean, at this juncture, whatever you can get for him, get it. And lost case, I think the Knicks going to try to kind of rejuvenate his mind. Thibodeau benched him for many reasons. The antics when he started with the referee, that's one, and he was having a good game. My thing is why did he bring him back in the fourth quarter? Because he was pouting on the bench, and I guess he wanted to restore his confidence, and he didn't want him to lose his confidence. But that annoyed me that you took Obi Topping out of the game to give Julius Randle some time in the fourth quarter, and you saw he was lifeless. He was not. He wanted the ball, and it was funny because when Barrett had the ball, he had an opportunity to pass to Randle. He didn't pass it to Randle. He took it right up the hoop. I don't think Randle liked the fact that he's not the man no more. And he is not, obviously. And he's being very immature. The Knicks have a big basket case to take care of this summer. I just hope the Knicks find a team or a suitor who's willing to take these antics away from the Knicks. Who expected this from Julius Randle? I didn't expect this from Julius Randle. I thought he
Nobody
was
did.
going to man up after last year. Who expected this from Julius Randle? No one did. The Knicks made their bet by giving him this contract. Let's see what happens. But getting back to the positives of Obi Topping, I mean, 17 points in 20 minutes of play. I just go back to that. He should have given those last 8 minutes of that fourth quarter to play. Topping was 20 minutes, 17 points, Juby. We know he belongs. He knows he belongs. Nick Nation's eyes are open, and the Nick organization's eyes are really wide open. We have to get more playing time for Obi Toppin.
Absolutely. And listen, we're still going to get value for Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a very talented player. Players like that, if Russell Westbrook could find a new home after all the antics that he's done over his career, it'll be no problem for Julius Randle to find.
Julius Randle's not Westbrook. I don't think so.
Yeah, but he still puts up numbers. He's still talented, and he's still not super young, but he's young enough where he can contribute towards the team. I think he'll be fine. Do I think he's going to be here? I don't think so. I think there's no salvaging this relationship between the fans and management. I think the fans are just completely done with Julius Randle. We spoke about this over the last course of the season, especially after that little thing that he did with the fans. There was no apology that was from within. It wasn't from the heart. It was all from the PR guy telling him what to say. And I think the fans, us New York fans, we see right through that stuff. Just like Will Smith's apology to Chris Rock, it wasn't genuine. It's just something that's somebody told you, listen, you need to apologize before things get worse, and people see right through that stuff. But Obi Toppin is the man. Obi Toppin is ready to take over. Not take over this team, but be a big part of this team with RJ Barrett and quickly.
You're absolutely right. You see Obi Toppin, the confidence in him, and where do you get this confidence? Obviously through practice, but you get it more through game time.
Yeah,
the speed of the game was a big problem for Quickly and for Obi. So Grimes and McBride and Sims are still adjusting to the speed of the game. But Obi's got it. He understands the speed of the game. He's reminding of the player that played in Dayton.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the guy we drafted 8th overall. Look, I think this is time for Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Barrett to take over this team. And then you keep Quickly coming off the bench. I mean, you have so many options next year because Barrett can play the 4. We know he can play the 4. So why can't you just start Obi, have some kind of other backup power forward, and sometimes you can put Barrett in the power forward situation when Obi gets some rest. You can do so many combinations. The Knicks have something here. The Knicks have to continue this summer to make this team better, and I think Fournier has to go, and I think Brooks is not going nowhere. The way he's been playing,
I think they're
love with that guy. He's not going to lose 2 players that he loves. He loves Julius. He'll lose Julius and he'll keep Burks. He needs Burks.
Listen, let Burks get his market rise right now. I'm glad he hit that shot last night because teams that need a desperate man who can score in a bunch of points in seconds and minutes are going to be looking for that kind of play. And I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing. Let's showcase him. Let's get his value up. And we still need to work on this. We still need to remember Cam Reddish is not here. He's hurt. We're going to need room for Cam Reddish. We're going to need room for Derrick Rose. And Emmanuel Quickly, man, I don't know if you saw Zenray. He's becoming a great leader, a young leader. He's in the bench with McBride, and the other night with Grimes, showing them plays and everything. You don't expect that from a young guy like Quickly. You expect that from a Derrick Rose. I expect that from a Julius Randle. That's the kind of thing you're supposed to do. But instead, you're getting technicals. You're throwing the ball off the court, walking off the court. Just a sad story. But we got some sad stories. We got some positives. Things are looking bright. Unfortunately, Zenray, Atlanta won last night. So we still stay pat at 4.5 back with 7 to go. The only thing you can do right now is look for
the other team that lost. Was it the
Washington won too last night?
No, but there's another team that was 9th.
Hornets.
The Hornets, they lost last night,
but they're in front. They're in front of Atlanta. So I mean, if they were underneath Atlanta, then I would say right now the focus is Atlanta. Unfortunately,
a little bit too late, but it doesn't matter, Juby, because I think it's a wake-up call. You played these last, 5-6 games?
7.
What's that?
7 games. All we
Okay,
have
the
left.
last 7 games you play with these young kids, you know what you got with this team next year, and you know you can win games. You know you can beat the Bulls. You know you can beat these you can beat Atlanta. You can beat these top teams. You can play and compete. But when you have a negative being just dragging down this team, I told you this is what the reason why the Knicks were losing. This player Julius Randle wasn't being accountable, and finally, you had him being accountable, and then you bring him in that fourth quarter just to lift up his ego. And what did he do? Not grateful for his talents, not grateful for Tiz bringing him back in. He's just a miserable individual, Juby.
He got some mental health issues right now, Zenra. We spoke about it, and you mentioned it right on the show. He mentioned it in the past. I don't think it's sitting well with him the way he's getting treated after what he did last season. But at the end of the day, it's a business, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not producing,
how's he being treated, Juby?
he was being mistreated for not playing well. Not mistreated. Listen, we know to New York.
He started with a thumbs down. Listen, the Nick
They were booing. They were booing him. That's what it is. They were booing him. He didn't know how to take it. In this sport, in New York, you have to be thick-skinned. You have to understand that all eyes are on you. And if you're not doing something to help a team, they're gonna let you know. And it didn't sit well with him that he was having a bad season overall, statistically wise, shooting wise, not sharing the ball, and then getting into issue 12 technicals. For Christ's sake, that's Dwight Howard and Dennis Rodman antics of past. And, it cost them a lot of money. I mean, the guy has to sit there and say, yeah, I mean, I signed the $100 million contract, but I think I lost like 75,000 this season. With all the fines and the technicals that he's getting, I don't think, like I said, something is wrong with him. Not in the right state of mind. He needs a new scenery.
It's funny you say about getting a technical. Our leader, Broderick himself, got a technical last night, but nobody talks about it. You know why? He handled it. He said something to the referee. The referee didn't appreciate. He got a tee. He didn't go crazy. He just walked away in his own way. Later on, he tapped the referee and he went, "My bad." That's what you expect. Yeah. Okay, because you have a mutual respect. The referees are there to do their job. They're supposed to organize the game. Keep the game in check, and he appreciates that. It's a different animal. The way Barrett acts and the way Julius Randle is just out of control. But we're not going to talk about that no more. We're going to talk about the Chicago Bulls because I'm telling you, DeRozan is the real deal. He has to be in discussions for MVP this year.
Scott Perry wanted him.
What's that?
Scott Perry wanted him. We almost had him. Yeah. We almost had DeMarcus DeRozan, but somebody in management said that it would not work with Julius and RJ together with DeRozan. So
look what's not working now. But DeRozan, 37 points in 41 minutes. He's the one that kept them in the game and almost pulled it out at the end. If he didn't get that offensive foul push off with the shoulder, this game could have probably gone into overtime because it looked like that game was going to be tied because, look, DeRozan is the real deal. 37 minutes and 41 minutes of play. He does everything. He had 7 assists. He had 6 rebounds. He was 12 from 12 from the free throw line, 12 from 26 from the field, 101 from the three. He's not a 3-point shooter, but he's deadly around the rim anywhere, 10 feet, 15 feet. He's gonna eat you alive. And then Levine in 36 minutes of play, 27 points. Look, we played a very good team. They were missing Ball, but they're a good team. And for us to beat a team like that shows you what the Knicks are all about. And it's about the energy and the youth and the excitement in this team. And I'm so appreciative that a lot of things had to happen for Thibodeau to open his eyes and had to do with management and World Wide West to let him know, look, play these young kids. They're flourishing before our eyes. And let me get back to Miles McBride. Miles McBride, in 7 minutes of play, only had 3 points, but he played defense on Caruso. He was playing defense on White when he was in there. He was playing defense on Green. He was even on Levine most of the night. In those 7 minutes, I'm saying. But when he was on them, they couldn't do anything. I was just surprised. If anything, I was more upset more than anything else. Not upset, but you have to give time for McBride. But this guy was so hot. He played 42 minutes. Burks. When you have a guy playing that hot, that's one of the reasons why he only got 7 minutes. But in due time, Burks is going to be a player. I mean, Miles McBride is going to be a player, and I'm looking forward to see him grow. But you see him when he plays in there, like no offensive player wants to be around him. He's like a magnet, just attracting on top of the play. He plays some great defense. I'm looking forward for Miles McBride and this young unit to just come together next year. You have to do some addition with subtraction, get rid of some players here. You get some value for Fournier, you get some value for Randall, and it seems like Mitchell Robinson is not going to be here, but we'll see what happens, Juby.
He played great last night, Mitchell Robinson. He was 8 for 9 from the field. He had 16 points, 3 blocks, 12 rebounds. He was a big part of that victory too. He was 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but we expect that from Mitch. We wish he would get better at the free throw line. Evan Fournier, I told you guys before, I'm not surprised with his game. 2 for 10 for him. The guy gets hot one game, he plays bad for 5 games. Breaks a record one game, is bad for 4 games. That's his since he's been in the NBA. I'm not even just talking about him as a Knicks player. I'm talking about him his days in Orlando Magics too. That's why I'm not a big fan of him.
He's inconsistent,
He's inconsistent.
He has value. He has value.
He has some value, and I think Alex Burks' value is skyrocketing. I'm telling you. I know that you're saying that Tom Thibodeau's not going to want to trade him, but at the same time, Zenray, if you're not going to trade him, then you got to move these guys because you have Cam Reddish, you have Derrick Rose. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's been officially announced that he's not going to be back this season. We knew that was going to happen. We're happy that it's not going to happen. Let him rest up. Let him get well. Let him be back at full force with the young kids next season. Because to me, he was the missing ingredient that was missed this season. So if he gets himself right, we'll be good. But you need to make room. I mean, Emmanuel Quickly is becoming a bona fide star. Not superstar. He has the potential to become a star. You have Obi Toppin, who's becoming a star. So where do you have somebody like Alex Burke who can produce numbers and minutes when you have all these guys? Either you trade the young kids, which I don't think they're gonna do, or you get a value for him.
That's Tom Thibodeau's security blanket. He's gonna be on the bench. I just hope that he's not gonna be playing 40, 42 minutes like he did last night. There's no room for that. When Cam Reddish and these guys come back, and Quentin Grimes, and you got these players on the bench, you have to make room for them. And Burks, I think he's not going nowhere. I think Randall is in trouble, big trouble. Fournier is, and then Mitchell Robinson. I think the Knicks, because of that contract and what he wants and what his agent wants, may be going to Dallas. I'm hearing Dallas, and maybe you can ship a Randall out there and just do a package deal. That maybe
Dallas loves our New York players, so why not?
Yeah. So you ship him Randall, you give him Robinson, you get your point guard back in return. I know you don't like him, but then you have to get like a number 1 pick back. And believe me, they'll do that because they need a center. They don't really have a power forward. This team, the only thing is Julius going to be acting up there. Maybe he'll be a little calmer.
He's from Texas. He's from Dallas. That's his hometown. So that's not a bad idea. But listen, if you're going to get the Brunson kid, get him. If he wants that contract, I'll take 2 first-round picks and give me Frank Nicolatina back. I don't want. I'm sorry. The way our point guards have been playing, the way Derrick Rose is going to be coming back, I don't want a Brunson kid. To me, Brunson is all hype. He's playing with Luka. That's why he's playing so fantastic this season. When you're double teaming Luka Doncic and triple teaming him, somebody's going to be open, and it just so happens to be him. He's a decent NBA player because he's in the NBA, but he's not your answer. He's not your starting point guard. That's what I'm trying to say. And to invest $80 million, no way.
What I can agree with you is, maybe he's not worth the money that he's gonna
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
But he is a solid point guard because the thing about
But
Brunson,
you have quickly Zenray, who's developing.
I understand that. No, I understand that. But quickly can do both as be a backup. He can be that combo guard. But Brunson is that pure point guard you want because he doesn't need to score. He's gonna make other people better. And you have enough scores where you're gonna have RJ Barry, you're gonna have Cam Reddish, you're gonna have some other players. But I'm hearing that Zion Williams is in the picture and that Mitchell Robinson and a package of Randall may happen. Not may happen, but they're interested in Mitchell Robinson in return for Zion. And if you throw an extra Julius Randle, maybe get one of their picks as well, or maybe you get a second round pick, or maybe just trade up. I'll take that. But you're taking a chance on Zion being healthy. That's where you're crossing your fingers.
I would definitely. I just had this. It's funny you mentioned it. I wanted to mention it, but I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna save that. Me and my son were just talking about that right before we got on, and I was telling him how Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, and Zion used to all play together, and how the writing on the wall is that Knicks want that trio to be together again.
Oh, yeah.
I think Zion. I seen a video of him lately. He's losing weight. He was dunking the ball, and I think with RJ Barrett being the man in here and Zion loving New York, I think if he gets an opportunity to get here, I think RJ will get him into shape. And Knicks management. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
All right, we'll see what happens, Juby. I think our time is coming to an end here. I just want to let everyone know to never give up. Never give up, knowing that the best is yet to come as long as you have love, peace, and gratitude. Juby, thanks again for coming on. I know you have places to go and people to see, and I have to get a few things done at this.
All right, my brother. Next game, I think, is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. I know we didn't even look that up. So we will be on, I guess, right after the following day, which is real quickly, the Hornets, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow at 7:30. So we'll be on Thursday morning, if anything, for a post game. And I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Appreciate everybody at Zenray Sports TV. Enjoy your day. Family above everything.
Thank you, Juby, and we'll be seeing you the following day of the Hornets game. And thanks for coming on, Juby.
All right, brother. Have a great day.
Zenray out. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was Zenray with Zenray Sports TV doing his thing. He got some obligations to take care of. Appreciate you guys coming in here. It's springtime and it's still freezing outside, so make sure you still bundle up. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the sunshine. Be safe. And this is Juby the Tubi reminding you that you don't have to be blood to be family. And as always, family above everything. Stay safe, guys. See you on Thursday. Good night.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. We're back on track, here we come. League is Summit 21 and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burst, and Randall, it's the Knicks, and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on the face. The guard's going crazy, and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting three-pointers, and we're running fast breaks. And if your defense makes a mistake, then BAM! Robbie dunks in your face. This is a team you don't want to miss. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks.